Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a quick video on the the setup process of the iPhone SE. In the last video I made about this phone, the iPhone SE, I was surprised that people were asking me about showing the setup process. I never really thought it was as important and people really didn't care, but it turns out that there are a few people who were genuinely curious about what the setup process of the phone was like. So I decided to make another video. Now, this isn't iOS 10. I just installed iOS 11 on my phone. So I decided that I'll give this one the install video instead of the iOS 10 because I'm sure that at this point it's going to become irrelevant in just a couple of weeks as iOS 11 is going to get pushed out. So this one is going to be more relevant as we move in. So this is the beta, but generally not much changes after the first couple of betas. So we're on beta 3 right now. Beta 4 is supposed to come out later, maybe this week. And there's generally not more than 6 betas. So starting off with the unboxing process, you can see that the antenna bands have changed from the last iOS 10. And you have your standard hello and other welcomes in other languages with press to setup down here. So I'm just going to press the home button. So I'm introduced with a list of languages that I can select to set my phone up in. So I'm just going to go with English, and I'm going to go to United States. I have no idea why it's suggesting Italy to set up my phone as, but that is not at all relevant. So going down to United States. There we go. So this page is new. This is the first time I'm seeing this. This was not on iOS 10, and I've set up a lot of devices on iOS 10. So this is a new device. So it says, if you have an iPhone or iPad running on iOS 11, bring it nearby to sign in automatically. If you are new to iPhone, you can set up manually. Oh, that's interesting. So it means that if you already have another Apple device, which is set up, you can just set it up. You can get a quick setup using your other device. So I'm not going to be doing that, even though I do have another Apple device with me, because I want to show you the install process. So I'm just going to go set up manually, and you're supposed to choose your Wi-Fi network. So I'm just going to connect to my Wi-Fi network, and I'm going to block this out. I'm pretty sure nobody's ever going to find my Wi-Fi address, but I really don't want my password out there. There we go. Wi-Fi is now connected, and it says it may take a few minutes to activate your iPhone. So I just saw that the AT&T symbol popped up. I'm guessing it is activated. There we go. So it says set up Touch ID. Yes, I will set up Touch ID. So as you can see, this is the older Touch ID sensor. It's not as fast as the 6S and above, but it gets the job done. When it says adjust your grip, you're not supposed to use the same part as you were using before. You're supposed to use like the tip of your finger so that it gets the entire edges and stuff. So I'm just going to use the tip and corners of my thumb to complete this process. There we go. Continue. And I'm just going to create a random password for now. Use anyways. That's interesting. So it does tell you that 11111 is too easy of a password to guess. So that's interesting. All right. So I do have an iCloud backup of this phone, but I'm going to continue setting up as a new phone just so you guys can see what it's like when you get set up. So it asks for my Apple ID, and since I do have one, I don't have to click on don't have an Apple ID or forgot it. If you don't have an Apple ID and you click on this, it's just going to give you a create a free Apple ID, and you just have to go through the steps with that. But I'm not going to go through with that right now. So after entering in my Apple ID information, I'm given with this Apple ID two-factor authentication screen. So I have still not enabled two-factor authentication. I'm too lazy to, in fact, and it gets quite annoying, and it keeps asking you for a password from another device and stuff. So I will do it at some point, but right now I'm not going to. So I just click, if you want to set up, you just go to continue, and it'll ask you with your phone number. But I'm not going to, so I'm just going to go to other options and don't upgrade. So now it gives me the terms and conditions, which I will agree to. And it may take a few minutes to set up your Apple ID. I'm going to jump ahead to when it's done and meet you back. Alright, so now that we're done with that, we have the express settings. So it says that you can use the settings below or customize them individually. So allow maps and other. So it basically tells me that we can have express settings in which it will allow services such as data and location, and it will send diagnostic information to Apple. I am not particularly happy about that, so I'm just going to customize my own settings and not continue with the express settings. This page is also new from iOS 10. This was not on iOS 10. You had to go through the custom process every time. So let's just go to customize settings. And I do want location services. I do use maps, so I need those. And Apple Pay. So I'm not going to set it up right now. I will set it up later. But what does happen with Apple Pay is if you live in a country where Apple Pay is supported, all you have to do is just keep your credit card in the frame of the camera and it will recognize and it will get enabled. So iCloud Keychain. I don't want to restore my passwords. iCloud Keychain is not useful for me. So Siri, yes, I will continue. Siri. All right. So to set up Siri, what you have to do is you have to follow the instructions it gives on screen, and it will basically learn your voice so that whenever you give it the prompt of "Hey Siri," it will understand. So all right, let me get. Oh, it already got the first one. So let me just repeat it again. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri, how's the weather today? Hey Siri, it's me. So after those 5 phrases, Hey Siri is ready. So basically, just say Hey Siri and start giving your command. And your phone, it doesn't have to be pressed. It doesn't have to be close to you. It'll automatically listen and start doing whatever it needs to. So I'm going to show you that in a minute. And it says iPhone Analytics. So this page is basically where any diagnostic information such as app crashes and app usage information is sent to Apple. And this I will not want to share with developers. I'm just that way. It's no real big issue. You can easily share. It just helps them improve their apps, but I'm not the kind of person who does that. And that's it. That's the final stage, and now we're done. So it says, welcome to iPhone, get started. That's it. That's the setup process. It's not that complicated, but you do need an Apple ID if you want to do the full setup. And after you do your setup, I forgot to tell you, iMessage and the other things have to be set up separately. They will not be set up within the settings, but most of your settings are done and set up. So I do guess I have an update here. No, it says finish setting up your iPhone. All right, so it does remind you that your iPhone isn't completely set up because I skipped out on getting Apple Pay. This is also not available on iOS 10. It doesn't tell you that you missed something or you should finish setting it up. So this is very interesting. It's a lot. They've simplified the process a lot, especially for users who are not very intuitive about this stuff. I remember reading a post a couple months ago about how long the setup process got on iOS 10, and I'm glad that Apple is taking steps to make this setup process a little bit more easier. So thank you guys for joining me on this video. Please let me know if you have more questions about the setup process or you want to see something related to this. I'm glad to do more videos like this. They're really fun for me to understand and help you guys learn this stuff as well. So please do like, comment, subscribe. Do share your thoughts with me if you have any in the comment section. Have a great day, guys. See you later.